You're listening to Mr. Credit on San Diego 1700 with local credit expert Derek Evans. Now, live in studio, Mr. Credit.
Welcome to Mr. Credit. It is Fun Friday. We are live and local here in San Diego. It is hot out there, and we like to keep it, we like to drop it like it's hot in here, but not that hot. We're bringing you the most important hour in radio. We're telling you everything, and I mean everything, that they don't want you to know, and in this case, the they is going to mostly be the government for today, but we're also going to squeeze in probably some Wall Street gangster stuff, some big bank stuff, credit bureaus, media, really anybody who's trying to mislead you, cause you to spend your money unwisely, or really just take your money right out of your wallet, which is what they all really want to do. Visit MrCreditRadio.com if you want to send me an email, or do a Facebook search for Mr. Credit. Now, if I happen to talk a little loud today, it's because I was at the Tool concert last night. Just kidding. It's just a joke. But, yeah, it was very loud, and my eardrums were hurting for a while. I could only take about an hour of it, to be honest with you. It was neat. Very good music. You can feel it, the whole thing, the vibe, and everything's cool. Everybody's cool. And it was good, and I've seen them before. But it's too much for me now. Too old now. Can't do it anymore. Can't do the whole 3 hours of headbanging and so forth. I actually almost got headbutted in the nose by someone in front of me, and that was when I said, you know what, I think I got to go outside and call a ride. So anyway, we're going to start today. Remember, Padres tonight, 7 p.m., Petco Park. I'm going to be there. You will see Mr. Credit there. I'll tell you what my seats are. I'm going to buy them at the break. I'm going to buy my seats at the break and go there with the family, have a good night. Padres have 51 wins. We're in first place. Come on, let's go. You can listen to all of the Padres games right here on San Diego 1700. First place team. Let's get behind them. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Arizona tonight, downtown at 7 o'clock. I will be there. Hope to see you there. I'll let you know where I'm going to be sitting. All right. So we got a couple of cool things that are going on. The one thing that isn't so cool is this financial overhaul that passed. I mean, the headlines are pretty straightforward on this one. Senate passes the sweeping financial overhaul legislation. And basically, I started reading it, and it's just, oh my goodness, what a mess. I'm going to tell you all about it, but gosh, what an absolute nightmare. 2,319 pages long. Oh my goodness. We'll get into that, and I will only stay on that until it bores me, and then we will move on. There's a couple of articles that I also want to get to. One's about credit card defaults. They're lying. They're trying to trick people once again. And then there's one from CNN Money that's the best one that I've read in a long time. And this one is called Confessions of a Former Debt Collector. Okay, Confessions of Former Debt Collectors. There's like 10 of them. So I want to start by reading one of these because, a lot of people who get calls from debt collectors don't realize that this is something that's illegal, what's happening. They don't realize that there's other people who are experiencing it as well. They think they're the only one who's not paying their bills. And these debt collectors psychologically want to make you feel that way. They want to break you down. Any way they can. Any way they can. That's their whole goal, is obviously to get you to pay them. And they make a lot of money, actually, in doing this. And people don't realize that. Now, what you hear from these folks is unbelievable. I mean, this is true confessions of people who used to be debt collectors, just spilling the beans. Listen to the first one here. Mel Harsh, 20 years on the job as a debt collector. Listen to what he said, quote, "I was absolutely ruthless when I first started out as a debt collector. I had a black heart. If someone told me they only had $150 to their name this month and needed to feed their entire family of 5, I would say, I don't care. This is your fault, and you owe the money. Pay it. I would even use blind threats like I know where you work to intimidate them. It was survival of the fittest, and I thought being aggressive was the only way to succeed. And then it became an addiction. He became addicted to it. He was addicted to the high of bossing people around, of controlling people's lives. It became a psychological deal. Being authoritative and abrasive was like a high." That's what he says. "But after a while, I realized that if someone owes one person money, they owe a lot more people money, and they really aren't deserving of such harsh treatment. So I changed my style, started being much nicer. But I still sue people. It's part of the job. I have one more week here." He still has one more week on his job. "I'm sick of all the agony I put people through. The money was great. I'd have to be able to support my 2 daughters because of how much I bring in. But when they say to me, 'Dad, I want to do what you do when I grow up,' I just tell them, 'No, you really don't.'" Now this is, when we say debt collectors, remember, if you don't pay someone a debt, they have the opportunity to sell it to a debt collector, who then will just harass the crap out of you, basically, do anything they can to get the money. The majority of these practices are illegal, folks. They are illegal. The Fair Debt Collections Practices Act is a document that has been in place for quite some time, that's there designed to protect the consumer. It's there to protect you from these different types of tactics. Some of these things that we're going to read are just unbelievable. You won't believe what these people admit to saying. But they're not allowed to harass you. Okay, they're not allowed to call your cell phone 30 times a day, but they do it. If someone is harassing you about collections, there's one thing that you can do that is guaranteed to make it stop, and that's to actually file Chapter 7 bankruptcy. That's really the only thing. Now, that's not necessarily going to be for everyone who has a collection out there, but if you have multiple collections, imagine if you had just one collection and someone's calling you 30 times a day. Now you have multiple. Now you have 4, 5, 6 people calling you 30 times a day. That adds up very quick.
This is ridiculous.
It goes far worse than that. It gets much worse than that.
Really?
Yes. They'll threaten you. They'll call your neighbors. They'll have your neighbors knock on your door. It's crazy. It's crazy. And right now, the reason the collection industry is, it's the forefront. The reason why I talk about it a lot is because a lot of people are having to choose which bills to pay and which bills not to pay. So a lot of people who've never experienced anything like this before are actually having collectors call them. And the thing that happens when they contact me is they say, well, I just assumed that they were allowed to call and bug me and harass me and call my cell phone and call my work and make me look bad to my my fellow employers, my fellow employees, and so forth. And that's not true. They're not allowed to do that. The people feel bad that they can't pay. They want to pay. Who doesn't want to pay their debts off? Come on. Problem is, not everybody can do it. And when times get tough, it gets even more difficult to do so. So here's the couple of things that you need to understand. Number one, first of all, debt settlement. These commercials you hear anytime they say, oh yeah, $10,000 in credit card debt, give us a call. We'll stop the collectors from harassing you. They can't stop the collectors from harassing you. They can ask them to stop, but that's not going to stop them. It certainly doesn't mean that they're legally bound to stop calling you. However, when an individual files for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, they have to stop, or now they can be sued for taking action. So one of the things that happens when someone files Chapter 7 bankruptcy is that a letter goes out to all the people you owe money to saying, you must stop calling this person. We are filing for bankruptcy protection. And if they do call after that, now they're breaking federal rules. They can be sued back. So that's really the only way to stop these, horrid debt collections. Remember, with Chapter 7 bankruptcy, it's not just about collections. Although you can remove all your collections. Credit card debts, you can remove all of those, which if anyone is having trouble, making the minimum payments on their credit cards, you're trying to pick out, which credit card to pay and which one not to, this is something you need to consider. I'm telling you, Chapter 7 bankruptcy only takes 100 days or so. Then you're done with it. Your credit score is going to go higher almost every single time. The total costs, attorney's fees, court costs, everything is about right around $2,500. I mean, it saves you money so fast. It instantly saves you money. Before the bankruptcy is done, it's already paid for itself and then some. Think about all the payments you're going to save, but not just the payments. How about those balances that are gone? You're going to eliminate your credit card debt. You're going to eliminate your collections. You're going to eliminate any medical bills that you have, any judgments, wage garnishments, so forth. Any unsecured debts, signature loans, personal loans from banks and so forth, those can all be discharged in Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Not to mention, some forms of IRS tax debt can actually be removed as well. There's certain circumstances that apply. But it's something to become educated about. So if you've got any of those scenarios, or you know anyone who does, make sure you call William McDonald with the McDonald Legal Group. Remember, he has why. He has purpose. He cares about you. He wants to help you make the best decision. He wants you to live a better life, and that's what it's really all about. We see a beautiful day out there today in San Diego. You want to be able to enjoy it stress-free. Financial stress is not worth it. Trust me. Call William McDonald today, 858-437-0103. That's 858-437-0103. Then one of the things that these debt collectors will tell people is that, well, you need to pay this collection, you need to pay this debt, or your credit's going to continue to get ruined. This is a huge error, obviously. I mean, it's a lie. I mean, let me just call it what it is. It's a lie. It's not true. Paying collections will never, ever, ever help your credit score. Remember, the balance on the collection does not factor into the credit score. So it doesn't matter if you get a collection for $5 or $5 million. Okay, the effect that that collection has on your credit report is going to be the exact same in either case.